Portuguese police on Friday confirmed that 11 of the 16 people killed in Wednesday's tourist streetcar derailment in Lisbon were foreign nationals. The victims included 3 British citizens, 2 Canadians, 2 South Koreans, 1 American, 1 Swiss and 1 Ukrainian. A further 21 people were injured in the accident. Multiple investigations are underway into the cause of the crash, which Portugal's Prime Minister has called a major national tragedy. A preliminary technical report is expected later on Friday. The transport company Caris, which operates the city's streetcars and buses, said the historic funicular had its last daily inspection just 9 hours before it derailed. The European Commission on Friday distanced itself from comments made by a senior commissioner who accused Israel of committing genocide in Gaza. The Commission's Executive Vice President Teresa Rivera made the remarks in a speech in France on Thursday, drawing sharp criticism from the Israeli government. In Brussels, an EU spokesperson clarified that her comments were not the official position of the Commission.
In terms of the determination itself, establishing whether international crimes, including genocide, have been committed, is the competence of national courts as well as international courts and tribunals which may have jurisdiction. And the legal qualification of such an act of genocide, does require the proper establishment of facts and a finding of law.
Rivera's comments come in the same week as the largest professional organization of scholars studying genocide said that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza.
Russian President Vladimir Putin says it's practically impossible to reach an agreement with Ukraine on key issues to end the war. Delivering a keynote address at the Eastern Economic Forum, Putin said that Moscow will consider any foreign troop deployment on Ukrainian soil as a legitimate target. Putin added that he sees no sense in the presence of a foreign military contingent in Ukraine so long as appropriate decisions are made to build a foundation for lasting peace. He also stressed that he'll not permit Western countries to instate any security guarantees that threaten Russia's national security. Putin argued that his country's security considerations must also be acknowledged and guaranteed to open a path for meaningful progress in the US-led truce efforts. The Russian president reiterated the Kremlin's resolute objection to a Ukrainian NATO membership, but noted that Moscow does not reject the premise of Kyiv in the EU, which he says is Ukraine's legitimate choice. His comments came after Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky and France's Emmanuel Macron announced on Thursday that 26 European states were prepared to deploy a reassurance force to Ukraine post-war. The two leaders spoke after a meeting of the Coalition of the Willing, noting that the plan must have the backing of the United States to move forward. U.S. President Donald Trump did not comment on the European proposal, but said on Thursday that he plans to hold further talks with Putin soon, with whom he keeps a very good dialogue.
I will be.
Angela Rayner has resigned as Downing Street's number 2 and housing secretary after a row over her failure to pay enough tax on a seaside flat she owned. Rayner said she takes full responsibility for failing to seek further tax advice after it was revealed she underpaid stamp duty on her £800,000 flat in East Sussex. Months before she bought the flat, she put her stake in her Ashton house into a separate trust.
I think the accusations were that I'd set up a trust or I'd flipped it to try and avoid paying it, but actually the complex area of the trust, which the advice that I relied upon didn't pick that up. The leading tax counsel, who has subsequently looked at it, has gone into that and has said that actually because of that, it did remain my sole property. And the trust wasn't set up, as accusations have been made, for me to try and flip or dodge tax or anything of that nature. No.
Rayner, who was also deputy leader of Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Labour Party, was widely considered one of the most powerful women in the UK. She represented a core working-class voice in Starmer's government, having grown up in poverty and rising to the top of the Labour Party.